Coming Home, The Story of Asiyah, Part 1, No Guidance. It's the 1000th, 555th day, waking up to the shrieking of Mavis. Mother Mavis, as she insists on me calling her. Sweet Miss Mother Mavis, if we lived in an alternate universe where the opposite of our actual realities was true. If Mavis were a fruit, she would make out the bitter melon to be pleasant compared to her. But Mavis is no produce, just a sour old bat. Mavis is my foster parent, along with 7 other children. Myself, Jimmy, Johnny, Sarah, Maggie, Lori, Macy, and Allie all have the pleasure of calling Mavis's Brooklyn brownstone home. Mavis inherited this place from her grandfather. Our overseer doesn't do much of anything. Her occupation seems to be anticipating something or another to be upset about. She lives off of the checks she receives for housing us 8 foster kids. Mavis provides the basic necessities every child demands. You know, a roof over our heads, clothing, and food. All the other demands an adolescent requires for proper growth and pruning, well, we're left to figure out these elements on our own. I have been left to myself to figure out life for as far back as I can remember. I was born into the system. I don't know who my bio parents are. I mean, literally, I know nothing about them. I don't know their names, how old they are, or if they're even still alive. In the movies, when the foster child discovers the letters their parents sent from them throughout the years, only to be intercepted and hidden by the evil foster parent. I'm still looking for the notes for my bios. Over the years, I have bounced around to a few foster homes and a group home or 2. It looks like Mavis's will be my last stop before I age out of the system. I am 16 years, 4 months, and 9 days old. Yeah, I guess you can say I am attentively awaiting my release from this hellhole. It's the morning of the first day of my junior year of high school. I got little to no sleep as Mavis blasts her TV throughout the night. As soon as it felt like I had made my way to dream state, I was awoken to Mavis screaming at the younger children to get a move on to school. I guess I better get up and do the same before I am met with, "Why in the hell are you not up yet?" You know, the traditional love and affection through parental tutelage. Stepping over the mess the younger children made of the hall to the bathroom, my mind is plagued by my realities. I am Asiyah. I am Asiyah, the 16-year-old foster kid. I am Asiyah, the 16-year-old foster kid loner. I am Asiyah, the 16-year-old foster kid loner whose boyfriend didn't think to call her once over the summer break. Just a few lousy text messages. Okay. Francisco isn't my boyfriend per se, but damn, I offer you all of my love. Your girl deserves a call at the least, the world at the slightest, but I would settle for a call. All the while, here I am settling for less. I give Francisco so much of my energy. I don't regard myself half as well as I do Francisco. What do I get in return? A few lousy text messages. I slipped through the front door without tripping the wire of the trigger that is Mavis. Hell, I could have gamma stepped out of the front door unnoticed by Mavis. The little ones get the best of her, if that's what you want to call Mavis's attention. Asiyah, wait up. A call for me from across the street. The call is coming from my best and only friend, since I'm being honest. With her stark black hair and next to transparent skin, she looks like she was plucked straight out of a scene from Twilight. She would, of course, have been one of the seasoned vampires with her shit together, not a newborn. Haha. Her name is Alexi, short for Alexandria. With just looking at us, you might ponder how Alexi and I became friends. Divine happenings, if you ask me. I am a foster kid of Middle Eastern descent, I think. Alexi is a trust fund baby from the Upper East Side. A grounded trust fund baby, if there even is such a thing. I mean, Alexi isn't snooty. Alexi has everything money can buy. At the same time, she isn't blinded by her shiny things. Alexi is compassionate to others regardless of their social status. Alexi also doesn't take her life for granted. Not only is Alexi's family caked up, but her parents are also wonderful. They're loving and attentive. How are you feeling, Lexi? This is what I am sure to hear whenever I am visiting Alexi's home. Alexi comes from a substantial home is what I'm trying to say. Makes sense as to why Alexi is a remarkable human and friend. How was your vacay? Alexi asked me, as if she doesn't already know the answer to this question. I replied with no interest in hiding my truths. Shitty. I guess you can describe me as brash. Alexi replies, life is what you make it, my cocoon butterfly. Myself to Alexi, how was your vacay? I'm sure traipsing through the coasts of Italy, you have brought back wonderful insights to share. What spiritual texts of wisdom do you got for me? Oh, yeah. Alexi is a 1,266-year-old Buddhist monk in disguise. Alexi responds in a way only Alexi would counter. The mind is all, as all is the mind. Alexi and I made it through the gritty cityscape to our school, Manhattan Prep. You got an eye on her? Steve asked Roger. Steve and Roger are the agents employed by the billion-dollar technology and science company who are tracking my whereabouts. The private giant that has been recording my every move since my birth. I am narrating the moves of Steve and Roger, but as my story plays out, I am oblivious to Steve, Roger, and the private science and tech monster. Just keep following along. It will all begin to make sense. Roger to Steve. I got her. We've been tailing A for 13 years. I have a harder time finding a pair of matching socks in the morning than I do tracking this one. Steve chuckles as he responds to Roger. Yeah, just keep your eyes peeled. 13 years and a lifetime to go. It's our asses if A goes rogue. Steve, Roger, and the private company own the keys to the lockbox in which hold all of the answers to the questions I have held my whole life. They have the lost scriptures that form my story. My story which has been kept for me. My story is a story in which even with witnessing, you wouldn't believe. Chase, how were the Swiss Alps? Bet the slopes were incredible. Chase's friend Dylan greets Chase in the hallway of Manhattan Prep High. Yeah, for sure. How was your vacation? Chase responds shortly as he is distracted by the morning's events. Dylan, it was great. Are you good, bro? Chase to Dylan. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, cool. I'm going to catch up with you later. I saw Lexi Parker. Going to go see how her vacation was. By the looks of it, it was great. Chase says to Dylan with a slight chuckle and a half grin. Okay, bro. Later. I have been thinking of her for reasons I am unaware of at this moment. As of late, she has been plaguing my mind. I saw her once. I was 4 years old. My dad planted me in his office and told me not to leave the room because he had something to do in his lab. He had some work to do in his lab before we were to head out to the baseball game. And I saw her. I had to use the restroom. I went looking for my dad. I knocked on the door to my father's lab. My father answered, and to this day, I don't suspect he knows I saw what I witnessed. I don't think he thinks I remember, but I never forget about her. Why was she in that cage? I couldn't have been much older than her. Where is she now?